Booker T. Washington himself, at the turn of the century, was warning of the same thing. You need to get economic power. You need to gain control of your internal markets. You need to establish your economic stability. Deal with the votes later. This is what other immigrant groups do. No, the NAACP struggled, called him an Uncle Tom, derided this man, and now what do we have? We have the right to vote while we are homeless. We have the right to vote while we are jobless. We have the right to vote while our children are miseducated. This right that we were told would bring us a cornucopia of blessings and freedoms. We have the right to ride the front of the bus, and we're the only one riding on it. Yes. We have a right to sit at the lunch counter with white folk and we ain't got no money to buy a sandwich. We got all of these abstract rights, but nothing real. And this is the situation we face. We inhabit neighborhoods where the industries have flown away and left us bereft of jobs and opportunity. Why? Because we have not paid attention to the realities of our lives.
It's my pleasure to introduce you to the Fort Patriot.
And now we are overrun with violence, because violence is the result of social disorganization. Violence is the result of a nation not being able to feed and clothe its people legitimately. I think Ellis was the one, and his group indicated that when you looked at the number of black inmates in the prisons of New York, you would see that 75% of them came from essentially 7 neighborhoods in the whole state. And when you look at those neighborhoods of Brownsville and Harlem and South Jamaica, South Bronx, and these areas, you will see that those are areas that have high indicators of other social problems: joblessness, unemployment, as we call it, low levels of education, high levels of infant mortality, a low percentage of Native people in those areas that own and control the internal markets. In other words, there's a very direct relationship between the economic organization, between the educational organization and institutional organization of those communities, and the violence that is a part of those communities and characterize those communities. A very
What is good, my people? We are live back again with another live broadcast on the forecast. What's going on, Cassidra?
Everything is everything. It's all good. Welcome back. I'm glad you're feeling better.
Yeah, I ain't my fault, y'all. Last week I ain't even had the energy to deal with it. I wasn't even feeling it. I ain't even feeling good enough to deal with it.
We understand. Sometimes it be like that.
Yeah. But yeah, we definitely back this week. I appreciate it. Consider all the love you showed, how was your day today?
My day was good. It turned out better than I thought. It was real good.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Shouts out to my brother Anthony in the building. All right, that's what's up. So yeah, consider I know we're gonna definitely talk about something interesting today. Getting back to it, I think I'm ready to get back to it. I don't know what's going on. Like, Black people had me stuck for a minute. I had myself stuck for a minute, but
it is what it is. Sometimes you just gotta take that break, and it's okay. It's all good. Come on back in there and do it again. Get with it.
Yeah, facts. And before we start, I want to show you something. I wanted to show this before, but I never did. You seen this where the white dude fell? The dude, Mitch McConnell.
Oh wow, what's wrong with him? That dude is he walking around with Alzheimer's or something, ain't he? What's he be looking, staring on? What's wrong with him?
He retarded. I don't know.
You know what? It should be a time frame for the amount of time. After a certain age, they need to not be in Congress and Senate and not running for office. I'm saying maybe 70. You know what I'm saying? After 70, y'all need to go sit down, go to retirement home. Let the young folk come on in there and do what needs to be done. I think if for real, I'm saying 60, 65, that's enough. Especially if you've been in there for 30 and 40 years and nothing's changed. Come on. Why are you still there? And a lot of these people have been in there, and these are millionaires now. You went in there making what, $100,000, $200,000, and now you like $3 or $4 million you making a year. Where do you get all that money from? Maxine Waters, $3 million homes, $3 million. Where are they getting all this money from? You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Yeah. And I wish they had the video for this one, but they don't have. He felt twice, but they don't got the. Apparently,
well, him and Biden, huh? Them brothers. Because then Biden fall up the stairs. Is that it right there?
No, this is an old one. I had to go. I just showed the old one because we couldn't see the new one.
Lord,
but I didn't have
up the stairs and down the stairs. Lord.
We can't even get that right.
Oh my God, it's crazy. Now he gonna look like
he gonna point at the floor.
Yeah, the floor just jumped up there, huh? You big dummy. Oh my God. Man, did you see that time when he had them black eyes? He coming. I'm like, what in the world? You beat yourself up? What?
Yeah, here you go, Cassandra. Look, this was like how I've been looking like the last 4 months, just listening to black people talk to each other. This is how I've been looking the whole time. I've just been like this.
Did you hear the question, Senator? Running for re-election in 2026.
That's good. You consider you hear the question forecast.
Oh my God.
That's me right there. I was having a breakdown.
I'm sorry, you all.
That's not the first time he got up there looking like that. Biden used to do that too. That's running in the what the Senate, what? Man, them dudes need to go sit down. All of them need to go to damn nursing home. Bye. Go to nursing home. Have a seat.
Yeah.
Seriously, have a seat. It's time. Time up. Time's up.
Yeah, that's how I feel, you know.
What does that mean? Why does he do that? He just stares off like he's in a trance or something. You know, remind me of Get Out. With the movie Get Out, you just be like,
yeah,
the black guy was just like, man.
Now, consider, I don't know if you saw this one. I don't know how you're gonna feel about it.
What forecast? Like, oh God, I have to break myself sometime for you.
And, you know, they precious snow queens. You know what I'm saying?
God, yeah.
Like, all right. So it's been another shooting, consider.
Oh, really?
Oh, and
he
I want to show you something.
He was black, was
he? Was he?
Oh, right. No.
Consider.
Oh, are you serious?
A woman is behind bars tonight facing charges of involuntary manslaughter.
Involuntary manslaughter for shooting this dude, killing him, murder. Keep in mind.
Oh, wow.
She murdered him, like when they was having an argument.
So it's not murder; it's involuntary manslaughter. They don't ever, you lucky she got that. I wouldn't expect her to get that. But I keep telling these brothers, y'all go ahead and keep on messing with them snow bunnies. When they kill you, they're gonna just walk. You know, I don't think she's gonna get no time. Just like the one that stabbed the, remember the Nigerian guy, the OnlyFans person, right? How much time did she get? I don't even think they had sentencing yet, have they?
I don't know. I don't think so. I'm not sure.
I know she had the trial. That thing been so long ago. I guarantee that girl. See what I'm saying? It be hot, and then black folks forget, and then they just let them go. For a long time. The one that had shot Atiana, that officer, he had been, they had put it on the side, and went there and start a new career, and so okay, let's finally they had his trial. But dang, they be letting stuff go. We don't have time to keep up with this stuff. It's so much happening.
Yeah,
that's okay, because they're getting ready to have a civil war. So, and they're gonna be fighting each other. So y'all black folk just move out the way and let them have at it.
Yeah. All right, so and let me play.
Countdown begins as a Burke County woman is behind bars tonight facing charges of involuntary manslaughter after a shooting on Sunday. The sheriff's office holding a press conference today to release more details on what led up to the deadly shooting.
Deputies arrived at the 800 block of 4 Points Road on
trailer park.
Sunday, where a shooting happened around 5:45
I
a.m.
don't know what the Negro is doing
Investigators
there.
found Telvin Osborne with a single gunshot wound
The brother's name is Telvin Osborne.
to the chest. He was pronounced dead at the hospital.
Telvin,
I was gonna leave her ass.
a father, a son.
But see, this is what I'm saying. When black folk don't charge black folk, you know, they don't charge them crackers like they supposed to. We don't ever stick up for our own. Is this the one that arrested him? Is that the sheriff?
He probably just a spokesperson because they got, they probably got to put out
How
a
you
black
gonna sit up
spokesperson.
there and how you gonna sit up there and be okay with that? Go ahead, Fortress. I'm gonna try to be quiet. Go ahead.
And
No, just wait, because
Oh God.
very tragic that he has lost his life in this manner.
Investigators say the suspect is 25-year-old
it's a pale-faced white girl here.
Hannah Cobb, who has children with Osborne. Investigators say an altercation between the two took place before the shooting occurred. Cobb was arrested Tuesday and is charged with felony involuntary manslaughter. Sheriff Williams says that alcohol was involved.
He's a
They are
sheriff.
not listing this as accidental.
It's crucial to note that
So why didn't you charge her right then?
Right,
See what I'm
listen,
saying? See what I'm saying? How we don't do this is what I'm talking about. This is what bothers me. Even black folk can't defend black people. Give her the charges she deserves. What do you mean manslaughter? What is that? What happened to murder? If it had been the other way around, he'd have got the whole book thrown at him.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Was involved, and they are
Listen,
not listing this
is
as
a,
manslaughter. Sheriff Williams says that alcohol was involved, and they are not listing this as accidental.
it's crucial to note that the investigation has not been classified as accidental.
So why
And
did
the
you charge her?
investigation remains ongoing.
Within 48 hours, the sheriff's office was able to secure warrants and make an arrest in the case. Alfonso Williams also clearing up misinformation about the shooting.
Important for us to clarify that at no point during the investigation was there any information about a person cleaning a weapon.
The Sheriff's Office Criminal Investigation Division is still working to gather all facts and evidence. Sheriff Williams says there is a possibility that Cobb could face more charges as the investigation continues.
Well, she should.
Be some search warrants.
Probably not, though, but.
Active where we
Hey,
are
matron.
getting phone records.
Hey, what's going on, matron?
Information that may be germane to this case.
Cobb
All right, so now, Cassidra,
That's sad.
before you say anything, Cassidra, let me show you this. Let me show you what this this young brother's here. He said, and this is a black dude. He said, "I'll F a dog before I F a black bee." It gotta be a white dog though. What she did though, what she literally did.
Wow. Is that the same dude? Is that what he said?
That's the dude that got
That's not the one that she killed, is it?
Yeah, it is. It's him.
Wow.
Look, it said my cousin's girlfriend, like, so now he's trying to get justice for him, quote unquote. Killed him Sunday morning and is claiming that she got drunk at the club and came home to clean her gun at 5 a.m. and it accidentally went off. Her dad is a cop and currently she has not been charged. So now you see what it. Now this the dude here. I don't know if I could blow it up though.
You ain't gotta blow it up. He good. That's what happened when you see every time black guys do this and they be disrespecting black women. This end up happening. The Nigerian guy did the same thing with that OnlyFans, and what happened to him? Every time they do that, they disrespect you. Even if you're into white women, that's cool. Nobody cares. But when you start disrespecting black women, because when you date them, you got to give up your blackness. You got to show Master's daughter that I'm done with black people. That I really don't want to be black. I don't want to date black women. It's all about you, my queen. And you're gonna build her up and put her on a damn pedestal when she crazy as hell and on all kind of medication. and look like she a alcoholic, you rather have an alcoholic than a black woman that got her head on straight and is looking for, something, a positive relationship. You rather go to the gutter. Okay, go to the gutter. Now you're in the gutter. That's, come on. That's crazy. That makes no sense. That's how you felt about black women. Well, what did she think about you?
That's what he thought. That's what he said about black women.
Exactly. So that's what he felt about black women. But what did she feel? How did she feel about you? You understand what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I got you. Yeah. And shouts out to Erica in the building.
Hey, Erica. Grandma used to say.
Yeah. So this is him. So he did actually go get a dog, and he got fleas. So now that you know that, I guess I'll try to find one more.
Possible attempted cover-up. White woman arrested finally for fatally shooting her black boyfriend. I'm taking you to the state of Georgia. Put up the picture full mass. This is a hell of a story.
It sure is.
Authorities in Georgia have arrested Hannah Cobb, the girlfriend of 30-year-old Telvin Tellabo Rackens Osborne, who they say shot him to death in the bedroom they shared early Sunday morning. Sheriff Alfonso Williams said Tuesday that Cobb, 25, has been charged with involuntary manslaughter. Okay? Cobb is being held at Burt County Jail, said the sheriff, who stressed that the shooting was not an accident. Now, I want you to remember involuntary manslaughter, all right? So the shooting occurred after, quote, both parties had been drinking, end quote, said Sheriff Williams, confirming the couple fought before the fatal bullet was shot. Cobb and Osborne lived together and had 2 children. Quote, the offenses committed leading up to the discharge of the firearm included simple battery, family violence, and reckless conduct. Sheriff said during a news conference on Tuesday, it is reckless to go out and get drunk and then introduce a firearm in an argument. It is reckless to engage in an argument where there's pushing and shoving going on. Let me contextualize simple battery. Let me contextualize it. Simple battery is unwanted physical contact. Typically, simple battery does not mean assault. It's unwanted physical contact. It could be a shoulder bump. It could be as simple as a move your hand off of me. Things like that. That is simple battery. I want to provide a contextualization that the sheriff is providing. Sheriff Williams said investigators worked the last 2 days interviewing friends, family members, and other witnesses before they...
Yeah, I agree. Erica probably did all the time. He probably liked it, though.
Quote, were able to secure warrants and make an arrest in this case. Osborne worked at the Savannah River nuclear plant. Investigators said little until today, but Osborne's younger brother, Roderick Williams, pointed the finger at Cobb early on, alleging she shot his sibling while suggesting police were covering up for her because she is white. The sheriff's office said Cobb cooperated with the investigation. She notified authorities that Osborne had been shot. Online, speculation ran wild following a post from the brother who shared his thoughts on Facebook in a lengthy post about the investigation that had generated 744 shares at the time and 250 comments as of Monday evening.
Let's say it.
Quote, so Hannah Grace Cobb kills my brother, Tellabo Rackens, after leaving a club partying, Roderick Williams alleged. Quote, she claims she went home and cleaned a damn gun and shot him in the head. Anybody out there knows something doesn't sound right about that? Sheriff Williams has confirmed that Cobb was not cleaning her gun when the incident occurred. I understand frustration of the brother because this woman wasn't initially charged. She was able to proclaim this affirmative defense saying it was an accident until, as the sheriff said, they had to then talk with witnesses and talk with family members and secure an arrest warrant. Wait a minute. You have a dead person.
A dead man.
What question do you need to incarcerate them? Now, the victim's brother goes on to ask why Cobb didn't put her gun on safety while cleaning it.
Right.
Quote, it could have shot anybody, Roger Williams said. Who parties, gets drunk, and goes home in the middle of the night and cleans a gun?
Exactly.
I mean, he's talking like a detective.
He sound better than that sheriff.
The victim's brother asked why the sheriff's department had withheld this information in subsequent post, writing, quote, Georgia headlines make sure to broadcast everything blacks do. But a white woman kills my brother, and I haven't seen anything online at all other than our grieving family shaking my head. February 24th, Roderick Williams wrote that his sources have told him the house his brother shared with Ms. Cobb has never been set up as a crime scene.
Wow.
And if so, it wasn't one right after my brother was found dead there, meaning they did not secure it.
Right.
So why didn't law enforcement feel the need to do so? He asked.
They gonna cover it up.
Why didn't they contact the media immediately? They knew they needed to cover up for her actions. He also posted a video allegedly of Cobb dancing at a club just hours before his brother's shooting.
Enjoying her best life, huh?
Osborne's case bears an eerily similar resemblance.
Oh, well, they know they ain't gonna get no
that
time.
of Christian
Exactly.
Aboom Seli, who was fatally stabbed inside of a luxury apartment building. Remember this? In Miami's Edgewater neighborhood. This was April 3rd, 2022, by his white girlfriend, Courtney Clenny, an OnlyFans model and an Instagram influencer who was on.
And you know, Cassidra, I can imagine the argument. He got, I got you, I brought you out the caves, and this the thanks I get. you out there. I taught you how to walk on two legs, and this what you do?
Taught you how to bathe.
Well, you still don't do that good, but it's still. And then she got mad and shot him when he said you don't bathe good. So that's what happened, I think. Anyway, Cassidra, you want to say something about it? Because I'm gonna say something probably mean.
I'm gonna let you have that one because I ain't got nothing to say. We done told y'all the Negroes leave these snow bunnies alone because if they hurt you, they ain't gonna get no time. I looked on here about the OnlyFans. I was looking for some time. Charges dropped against OnlyFans model in computer case. Okay, but I'm looking for. I don't see how much time she got. So hey, this is your risk. You mess with them, you know, and they get drunk or they come home and want to clean a loaded gun, and you just happen to be in the way and you die, then just know that they're not going to get a murder charge. So enter at your own risk.
Let me see if he says. Let me see if he say.
Ultimately charged for his murder after her own friends told the police she did it.
Ain't that something?
Clenny had claimed she stabbed her boyfriend in self-defense, and for months, she and her attorney claimed, oh, he was abusive. Yeah, that's what happened. However, video footage
shows the hurt.
Statements made by mutual friends suggested
she's slapping him and everything else. That's crazy. He's standing there taking it. Too stupid.
This is the most dangerous species in the universe.
You ain't lying. Is them blonde head right there? Blonde heads. Them blonde Neanderthals.
Matron said he had children with this KB. She probably thought she was going to get life insurance money. He had a good job. Yeah. Anyway.
That's crazy.
Listen, they can but anyway, let's just go on now.
Rest in peace, bro.
Well, he said he wanted a white dog. So.
Hey, there you go. There you go.
Right, guys, many people.
All right, did you hear about this, Cassidra? Like, I think that's in like 2 days from now, Friday, I think.
Are asking me what can we do to combat companies that are rolling back their DEI policies. there is an active boycott. I am a part of a group,
Yes.
and I received notification earlier this week, and you guys could participate. This is something you could be conscious about and be intentional about your spending and where your dollar circulates.
Yes.
So there is a DEI boycott plan, okay?
Yes.
This is for 24 hours. It is scheduled for February 28th from 12 a.m.
Yes.
to 11
I will be participating.
But not to do, you do not make any purchases, do not shop online or in
None.
store, no Amazon, no Walmart, no Best Buy, nowhere, no McDonald's. Do not spend money on food, fast food, gas, major retailers. Do not use credit or debit cards for non-essential spending. What you can do if necessary, only buy essentials if absolutely necessary. Items such as food, medicine, emergency supplies. If you must spend, only support small businesses and local businesses.
Black-owned businesses. How about that?
Spread the
Right.
word. Talk about
Black-owned.
Why this matters? This matters because corporations and banks only care about their bottom line. If we disrupt the economy for just one day, it sends a powerful message. If they don't listen, we make the next blackout longer. This is our first.
All right,
Let's just see what's gonna happen. Let's see what's gonna happen.
Get delivered.
Yeah. Well, let me see.
Get delivered on time.
Oh, wait a minute. By who? Amazon? You not participating
No, I
in
ain't
the
do no
DEI
Amazon.
boycott?
I didn't do Amazon. 1-800-FLOWERS.
We boycott Amazon?
Huh?
We boycott Amazon.
Amazon on the list.
Amazon on the DEI list.
Target.
Amazon.
I'm a trader.
Target.
Nuh-uh, Target is off.
Target got
Target.
See, they say Target. Target is one of the most.
Target is the main one that should be on there.
the first one. They should have been doing it
We ain't
anyway.
trying to do nothing for real. You know what I'm saying? We always gotta all of them, Target included. Oh my goodness! I won't be buying nothing. I don't buy Target anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. Target racist as hell.
Target's been racist with their little sexual LGBT agenda. Ain't nobody got to. And then they was the first one talking about them bathrooms. Little girls going in there, and me and grown men in the bathroom with the little. Get out of here! Nah, I stopped shopping at Target a long time ago.
Yeah.
I ain't never really shopped.
$10 billion loss. They got off.
Lowe's.
Yeah.
Who else on that list? They
Walmart.
texting me. I ain't got about
Walmart.
20 texts. Walmart.
Everybody white.
On the list?
Walmart. That
I don't go to
know of.
Walmart
No,
anymore.
no, I bought roast beef at Walmart yesterday. I didn't know that.
Walmart.
Don't worry about it. Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
Ross's ain't on the list.
It's a whole list of them.
How about any white?
They're not on the list. Okay.
Oh, about to say.
Tractor Supply is on the list.
Tractor Supply.
That's why I get my dog food.
I didn't know Amazon was on it.
McDonald's is on the list.
Hey, I'm not missing that.
Yeah, I ain't ate McDonald's in 10, 15 years.
But I mean, how McDonald's gonna decide not to hire?
Well, anyway, and Matron, Erica said it too. Like, I wish it was for one day. And this is what I'm saying. Like, you think because I heard somebody talking about it, like, in person, you know, they like, yeah, well, just go buy your stuff the day before or buy it the day after.
Goodness.
You know
What the world does that mean? That's so. See what I'm saying? When black folk try to do something, you got some dummies to sit up there and say something stupid like that. Let's just stop buying from them and create our own. How about that? Let's just do that.
Right.
Why come on, let's create our own. Then we can stop, supporting them because we got black-owned businesses. We need to pull them black-owned businesses up again. Forecast. The revolutionary, okay? That's where you go order your stuff from. That needs to be up there. Where the revolutionary? You still got her up there?
I think I could.
You need to we need to shop there. She's got a whole list of where we can go and buy stuff. Got a girl on there, in every state. Got a girl on there. I'm gonna patronize, get my little toes done. I'm just saying, I love when spending my money with black folk. People that's people that need it.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, save your dollars and quit supporting all that crazy stuff. Hold your money or spend it with your own family. How many times we have to tell y'all that?
Right.
How we gonna get this in what can we do to get this in your brains? What do we need to do? What do we need to develop? I'm thinking let's develop nationwide, globally, get a big building and everybody put their business there. You know what I'm saying? They black-owned businesses in these businesses. And let's support each other. We've made the Chinese rich on hair. We've made white folk rich. Now we're making the Mexicans rich with the food trucks. When are we gonna make us rich? When are we gonna do that for us? Okay, just saying. We done made everybody else rich. Let's do us. This our time. Stop purchasing. Hold your money. Reverse the curse. The MLK. Let's get off the burning building. Let's go. Everybody line up. Let's go. Somebody got to direct you out of the burning building. Aren't you tired of smelling smoke? Being burned.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like anyway, that's how it should, like, unless you have to go get something that you need, because we don't have as many resources in a lot of places.
You don't have to get it Friday. Do you have to get it Friday? Get it.
No, right. No, I'm saying like we should be living like this all the time though.
All the time.
And learning how to spend your money anyway, like not
Yes.
just wasting your money in the first place,
Yes.
but in putting it in the right positions and stuff. But
Yes.
still, like not spending your money and with these people unless you really have to. You know what I'm saying? Unless you have to do that. You know,
because we got these Black-owned businesses now that they're advertising. Let's go ahead and support our own. Let's get our mindset. What do we have to say this every day for people to get acclimated to? Oh yeah, let's support the Black-owned businesses. Let's reverse the curse. Let's reverse the racism. Let's reverse the thinking that they've poured into us. Let us support us.
all right. So yeah, I mean, yeah, and I'll participate in it. You know what I'm saying? And like Erica said, I wish it was more than one day. You know, but yeah, at least that's a step in the right direction.
Well,
Black people is not
one day.
saying
We can do that ourselves. So for the ones that want it to be more than one day, you drink it more than one day. We have that list. Forecast gonna put that list up. Go and support your own. She's got the revolutionary something. I can't remember. She's on TikTok. It's called the Revolutionary, and I can't remember her page, but I'll put it up. You know, but yeah, let's support her. Let's support our businesses. She has a whole list nationwide. So let's get her website and let's post it on our Facebook pages. That's all. We can do this. We can stop this at any time. We can stop all this. We don't have to support nonsense.
Right.
We don't.
And you, like, of course, like, you know, the classic lesson of like the Montgomery bus boycott, where if they use that money that they saved to buy their own bus and hire their own staff, they wouldn't have to worry about where they had to ride on the bus or what laws they passed. You know?
Exactly. If you had bought your own bus, you had your own bus. You gave it up. Remember, we had our own bus.
Yeah.
We gave it up. We gave it up to ride on the back of theirs. We had all of that. Our ancestors blessed us with all that. So what did we do with it? We gave it up. We had schools. We had all of what we talking about getting. We had it. And what happened? We gave it up. We wanted to go over there because they bus rolled a little bit better than ours. But all you had to do was invest money in yours. And ours would have looked way better. But no, we slapped our ancestors in the face and ran over there, closed our schools that they built for us, closed our hospitals, closed our clinics, gave up our land, homes to go there to be with them. Gave all our power away because that was our power right there. We don't have to do anything we don't want to do because we have our power. We have ours over here. We were supporting our own. So you left your power. Now you're up under them and have no power. And we've been up under them ever since.
Yeah, facts.
I'm tired of burning up.
And all right, so yeah, let me show you this before we get, because this is gonna lead into like the main topic too, but this is in Georgia. I meant to play this before too, but I didn't play it. So. Yeah, that shit loud as hell.
You can see a lot of the trees over there. You see the tops of them.
Never gets old for Blaine and Diane Smith. The history just as rich as the timber crops they've been farming.
We used to go down there. It's a special rock that we like to sit on.
Blaine's enslaved ancestors lived and worked on this Sparta land. Now, he and his wife own the very property. The family among the less than 2% of Black farmers nationwide.
My father farmed this land almost all of his life. My grandfather farmed it most of his life. He bought it back in the 1920s. During that time, he raised cotton, corn, peas, all kinds of vegetables, but it's still in the Smith family. Not one piece of it's gotten away.
Until this September, state leaders decided parts of the Sparta land are no longer theirs.
It's my property. You know, you don't have the right to take.
But a private company does have the right to take it, according to the unanimous vote from the Georgia Public Service Commission. The agency, comprised of 5 elected officials, oversees.
There's always one Negro up in there. I'll tell you, anyway.
It's always one. But my thing is, why don't they sue the state, sue the government? Can they do that for discrimination? Show me one white couple or white farm or anybody white who you've taken their land from and done this to. Show me one. That's discrimination. That's a lawsuit. Where are our attorneys? Where are their attorneys? And why aren't they counteracting with lawsuits?
Well, and you know, I don't know about and I'm pretty sure they can, but that's why I be telling people about when they say the 14th Amendment, because it means that these private corporations and companies they are a private and they're considered a persons. They're that's why a lot of their laws say persons and such, because it's technical terms, because it's that's how it is. So a corporation is a person, so they have different kind of stuff, and that's why they can kind of do stuff like that.
Eminent domain. Eminent domain, the right of a government or its agent to appropriate private property for public use with payment of compensation. In Georgia, the process starts by first condemning the site. The Georgia PSC members agreed private company Sandersville Railroad could legally condemn 9 properties in Sparta, including parts of the Smiths, for the company's Hanson Spur project, a 4.5-mile spur connecting raw material producers to the CSX rail line in Hancock County, essentially hauling rocks that be used to build concrete. The company argues the train project will improve infrastructure, but the Smiths feel railroaded.
If you listen to the railroad folks, they say you're keeping your land. We're just taking a little piece of it. To me, we've got somebody who's coming through it like they are. They're devaluing it. They're defacing it. They're creating hazards through it.
They are just one of at least a dozen local eminent domain cases in recent years, from Atlanta to Newton County. Current statistics are few and fragmented, but Atlanta News First Investigates found nationwide data. A 2007 study revealed when eminent domain was used for private development, it most often impacted areas where more than half of the community was made up of people of color.
No, Black people, yo.
Nearly half of the area's population sat below the poverty line. In the city of Sparta, where the developers are building the railroad, census records show 51% of residents live in poverty, the median income at $22,000.
We're here in a county that really needs new opportunities, new job growth, new tax base.
The railroad company president, Ben Charbutton,
have an annual impact of $1.5 million.
That could make sense for a struggling town. It's how the company has pitched the project to residents. However, Georgia law states economic development is not a justifiable reason to take property.
It really is not supposed to be factored into an eminent domain.
See, it's against the law for them to do this for the city and for them to make money, you see. But this is what I'm saying. But with the private company,
they do what they want to do.
Right. And since the 14th Amendment actually gives more, if you look and see who's sued under the 14th Amendment, private white-owned businesses have done that more than Black people, even though they say that that's what make a Black person a citizen. But anyway.
Case.
Well, they go hand in hand. I talk about jobs because that's what really matters to folks.
Charbutton says the train would only travel 1 round trip per day, 5 days a week during daylight hours, that it would not be a nuisance land.
They feel like you guys are robbing them of their family legacy, of their family land.
They do.
Well, I understand that. And,
exactly.
It's the condemnation process is a last resort. We have had multiple conversations with the landowners.
While several other property owners made deals with the company, 3 families are holding out, including the Smiths, in part over fears if they give up land now, the company could take even more.
Would you guys come back and take more land?
Well, I don't know exactly who you're talking to, but everyone I've dealt with that's a landowner, we've had very constructive dialogue.
So would you take more land if you needed
That's
it?
what I asked you.
No, we're very clear.
A claim the Smiths don't believe.
Well, don't take none then. Go around.
It's gone forever.
Workers
That's why
Anthony's
the Institute for
backstage.
Justice now represents.
Okay.
That's
all right,
crazy.
come back on here, Anthony.
That's crazy.
It's the families against the railroad.
The railroad's position is just that I'm a railroad. Obviously, I'm going to benefit you, and that's just not enough.
The attorney filed this appeal in Fulton County Superior Court, alleging the PSC improperly granted Sandersville's petition that the project is not economically feasible and may not be a legitimate public use.
What the railroad has shown is that this track, if it even comes about, is going to promote the profits and the cost reductions for a couple of private companies, and that's all.
The Institute for Justice is using this as a money-making venture for themselves.
All right, so you see that? Yo, what's going on, my brother Anthony?
Hey, Anthony.
Hey, what's up, for guys? Hey, Cassidra, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, man? Y'all doing all right?
We are. How about you?
Brother.
Yeah, that's good. Hey, man, hey, that's a hey, 4K. That's a hell of a topic right there, man.
Yeah,
that's a good topic. Cause I had let me say something. I had in my family. Okay, give me just a second. All right, my great grandmother, who I knew when I was like, she died when I was like 12 years old. Okay, now her uncle, his name was Isaac McGee. Now Isaac McGee owned some land. You know, my family, they from like in northwest Louisiana, like Homer, Louisiana, and they owned some land. He had land. Well, you know, 4K, I talked to you about it. He got lynched. You know, the white folks, he got lynched. And but after that, after he got lynched, the white folks tried to run the family off the land. Okay, come to find out that they had oil on the land. They had oil. You know what I'm saying? And the people, they were trying to get the land because they had oil. And for a long time, like our family members, they had been going to court back and forth, trying to get their land back. But what happened when he got the land, he didn't have like a written deed or something like that. You know, he didn't have a written. If he had one, his paperwork had got lost. You know what I'm saying? And that's the kind of thing that happened to a lot of black people at that time. You know, a lot of times they didn't have written deeds. A lot of times they did, but I was saying sometimes they didn't have written deeds, or the paperwork got lost down at the parents' courthouse or whatever, and stuff like that. So yeah, man, you know, I understand 100% what that family going through, man. Yeah, I just wanted to throw that in real quick, man. I'm not gonna put that.
Oh no, I remember you saying that, but I didn't even know the whole story. But yeah, that's and it's a common thing that happens all the time, you know.
But it only happened to black folk. Well, what white people is happening to?
Right.
And why is it not happening to them? Why you got to come through my land? That's discrimination. That's a lawsuit right there.
Are you 50 or older? Well, this
black folk don't file a lawsuit.
Yeah, you're right. All right, so I guess get into the topic we talking about.
Something that a lot of people are trying to understand is the fact that Africa has no friends. I'm seeing way too many people saying that Africa should align with the West, Africa should align with Russia or China or Iran, just any nation. But the fact is, Africa has no friends. There's no singular country across the world, no geopolitical bloc that has Africa's best interests at hand. That is a fact. Nobody cares about African people. What we're trying to do is exploit us as easily as possible. When people try and claim that China's making mutually beneficial relationships with Africa, they are lying. They'll say, oh, you know, China's stealing Africa's resources, but they're building infrastructure, so it's fine. That's what Europe did. That's exactly what Europe did. During colonialism, is that not what Europe did? They built infrastructure in Africa, but they looted our resources. It's not a good thing what China is doing. China is just doing neocolonialism. There's no benefit in our relationship with China or Russia or America or England. All of them are enemy states. All of them. Plain and simple.
Exactly.
The only way that Africa can progress is by us being able to look at these people and saying they don't have our best interests at hand. The longer we go on with this narrative of Russia being our friend or China being our friend, and we need to ally with them to develop, the more Africa will struggle to actually move forward and get anywhere productive.
Africa don't need either
our
one.
only friend is our neighboring African nations, and the only way we can progress is by working with them through Pan-Africanism to then resist foreign pressures and foreign exploitation. That's the only solution. That's the reality of the situation. China's not your friend, Russia's not your friend, America's not your friend, England's not your friend. We have no friends except African people. Plain and simple.
And that's we all we got. But Matron said we don't have the lawyers that we need to do the work that needs to be done. Our lawyers don't even study the type of law.
Nope, they don't. That's the saddest part ever. You go to school to help. You're supposed to be going to school to help your own. You get in there and get in corporate America, then you get stuck in there and they treat you like a dog already in school, and then you get out and come out and then work with them. What? That don't make sense to me. Let's stop sending our children to go to school to come out to work with white folk. Send your children to school for things that we need in our community. Like we need pilots. We need our own airports. We need our own, just CEOs of big time businesses like a Walmart, but a black one. You know what I'm saying? We need stuff in our neighborhood, in our communities, like doulas and midwives and stuff. Let's come out of their clinics, come out of their hospitals. You say that there is danger in their hospital, but you'll come out of school and go and work for in corporate America in their hospitals when they didn't abuse you in medical schools. You know how many black people don't make it through medical schools because of the racism, knowing that they are qualified. But then you have because I've looked that up as far as the black doctors and stuff going to school and how these white professors are dogging them out and on them so hard they can't even pass. But this is what we do. We gotta do better. Let's start sending our children into areas that we need them to go into. Because everybody got a gift. Find out your child's gifts and put it in their mind of entrepreneurship. No more working for white folk. Let's create our own brands, create our own business, create our own corporations, create our own Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Blackwood or something. I'm just saying these are things that we can do right now. Just like you got Tyler Perry making all that money. What are you doing now? Doing the same thing in white directors doing, talking about the LGBT, and some of his stuff is terrible. Terrible. That man in turn a new look. He probably laid on that couch so many times in Hollywood. He just act just like these crackers. His little movies just is nasty and disgusting now. I mean, when he first came out, wasn't no sex and wasn't nothing. Now, you got all kind of LGBT and elemental P and QRST, all of it. I'm just waiting on the pedophilia part to come out. I rest.
I feel you. And of course you have Bill Gates and Belinda Gates in there. So in Kenya, right?
Just set back after the High Court suspended its privileges and immunities under the Privileges and Immunities Act, which had been granted by the government. The foundation, renowned for its global initiatives in health, education, and poverty alleviation, had enjoyed legal protection and benefits typically accorded to recognized non-governmental organizations. Our reporter, Vera Mora, with the details.
The High Court, through Justice Bahati Mwamuye of Milimani High Court, ruled that privileges conferred through legal notice number 157, dated October 4th, 2024, will remain suspended pending the hearing and determination of the case filed by the Law Society of Kenya. The legal notice, signed by Foreign and Diaspora Affairs Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi on September 19th, 2024, granted the foundation exemptions typically reserved for diplomatic missions and international organizations. Additionally, the judge prohibited the foundation, its directors, officers, staff, and agents from continuing to enjoy privileges and amenities, and directed the Attorney General N. Mudavadi to collect and preserve all documentations related to the privileges granted to the foundation to be included in their court responses. Both the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the foundation were ordered to file their responses by December 10th, 2024. This court directive stems from a petition filed by the Law Society of Kenya, We challenged the nature of the privileges granted to the foundation. The society argued that the foundation receipt of government immunity places it beyond the reach of Kenya's laws, undermining the legal rights of citizens and local organizations. LSK accused the foundation of using its privileges to avoid scrutiny of its activities, especially its financial dealings and influence on public policy. The NSK further questioned the legality of the Gazette notice.
All right, so yo, Anthony, what you think about that too? So they had immunity. The government gave immunity to Bill Gates. And speaking of that, like it used to be like Zimmerman is walking around now. Bill Gates then probably he committed crimes against humanity and walking around like everything all sweet, you know. But anyway, what you think about this and they taking away his quote unquote immunity?
Yeah, hey, I'm on. Hey, man, 4K. It's my first time hearing about it, man. Yeah, it's my first time hearing about it. I mean, I'd been hearing about some other things. There was some things I think was going on in Nigeria. But I mean, break it down to me again. What exactly was it? Because I just stepped off and just walked back in.
Oh well, pretty much like you know what Bill Gates did in Kenya, right? And then so basically the government gave him immunity, but now that they're saying that they're taking the immunity back, you know, so they suspended his immunity in Kenya.
Okay, is this about that thing about the birth control thing?
Yes, that's about the ID. They trying to ID those babies, and then they're trying to vaccinate the women, and then he's trying to vaccinate the cows.
Okay, yeah. Hey, number one, yeah. They need to say back as y'all gotta forgive me, man. I bit my damn tongue. You know what I'm saying? It got me talking kind of funny. You know, because the side of my tongue hurting. But yeah, they need to take his immunity. But more than that, what they need to do, the Kenyan people need to run their leadership out of there. You know what I'm saying? Just think about this. Think about this. Now, Ruto, this guy, look at whether it started with Ruto or the previous Uhuru Kenyatta. How in the hell do you let some white folks, whether they from Europe or the United States, come there, you know what I'm saying, and inoculate 500,000 of your people? Look, look here. Those Western doctors had inoculated like 500,000 Kenyan women, and those women are sterile now and can't give birth. And it was a Kenyan doctor who had discovered it, because they was doing it on the cool, on the slick at first, you know, and the government just let them do it and then question. You know, I mean, automatically common sense tell you, okay, well, we want to test these drugs out and see what they're about. You know, the side effects. You know how they do when they tell you about a drug on TV. They tell you got a side effect. But it was a Kenyan doctor who ran across it and said, hey, hold up. We need to cut this shit out for a minute. But by the time he had found it out, 500,000 Kenyan women that got sterilized. Think of that. 500,000 women had got sterilized. You know what I'm saying? And now they talking about sterilizing cows and all this other bullshit. I mean, yeah, they need to get need to take his immunity back. He like you said, he a war criminal. But I'm saying, but to me, they need to get the Kenyan leadership and they need to say, we need to run y'all ass up out of here for letting this shit happen in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Because you know somebody got paid. Somebody got paid.
Of course,
well, let us do this.
Ruto, that's what got paid when he came to America and said in Biden, he got paid then. That's why he's doing what he does. So they need to
let us do this here. Let us do it. We're gonna make you Kenyan people out of some guinea pigs. We trying to see something. You know what I'm saying? So let us do this here. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. They should run his ass up out that motherfucker, man.
Right. And so yeah, you had this and okay, yeah, let me I'll play this one first. Right, this is what he's doing with Cassidra just said now.
And now shifting our focus to East Africa, where farmers in Kenya are resisting.
And they'll believe it because it's a white girl, so they'll listen.
An initiative by the government to vaccinate the country's livestock. Kenya is due to kick off an ambitious initiative this week to vaccinate all livestock in the country, but that initiative is being met by protests and resistance from local farmers, driven by misleading claims about the vaccines, as well as the belief that Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates was funding the project. Last year, the William Ruto government announced plans to vaccinate at least 22 million cattle and 50 million goats and sheep over 3 years. The government explained that the program would help to prevent animal diseases and thus secure the international market for livestock products. Currently, only 10% of the national herd have the necessary vaccinations, and the authorities say they want to raise the rate to 85% to make Kenya's livestock products eligible for export. The government said that it would cost farmers nothing to get their animals vaccinated, as it was footing the bill.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
however,
Thank you.
critics have questioned and opposed the vaccination drive and the effectiveness of the vaccines.
Are
but
they
not providing
vaccinating?
any
Hold on.
definitive
Hold on.
evidence.
Okay. Are they vaccinating Europe's cows? Or are we just doing Kenya's and African cows? You're gonna get to a place you ain't gonna be able to eat none of that meat. That's what they're doing. You're not gonna be able to eat none of that meat. That is the land of the milk and honey. You got cows just walking around. So now all of a sudden, out the blue, we got to vaccinate our cows. I ain't never heard of such thing in my life. Do we do that to white folk cows in the European countries? My thing is, we know the dangers of Bill Gates. They know the dangers of Bill Gates. And for you to continue after somebody shows you who they really are, and you continue to allow certain things, that's on you. Whatever happens to your country, that's on you and yours. Seriously, because that's just downright stupidity. Why would you? Because at first he was saying he was saying something about the cows needed, there was some of the impossible meat and blah blah blah, and how it could be, a little bit better. He didn't say it was better, which is not. I don't agree with impossible meat. I don't believe in all of that stuff. I believe, hey, real meat is real meat. But my thing is, cows are just so prevalent. They just walk around, they free. And now you getting ready to go over there and poison them cows, you ain't gonna be able to eat nothing. Or what they doing is putting some other stuff in there. So when you eat it, it's gonna contaminate your body. So they ain't slick. But if you allow this man to come over there and do whatever he wants, who's not a doctor, he's a computer person, right? So how's he get to where's he getting these vaccinations from? Where's he getting all this from? Did you guys hear the TED Talk? I want you to pull up that TED Talk when he said how we gonna rid the country, the world of all these people is to vaccinate them. You need to pull that up. And when he said that, I looked and I said, did anybody hear that? They just went over people's head. They were just clapping. I'm like, did y'all hear what he said? He's talking about genocide. He is talking about killing up a whole lot of people. Because he said there's so many people in the world, but if we vaccinate, we get rid of blah, blah, blah. And it was a huge number. And I'm like, he's finna depopulate people. And that's exactly what he's doing. Go ahead and let him vaccinate your cows. Go ahead. You'll never be able to eat you'll never be able to eat that meat. Never. Yeah. That man don't do nothing for free for black folk. Africa's starving in some of them countries. Why don't you go over there and give them some money, for some rice and some real food, instead of you spending all this money doing their cows for free, putting vaccinations in their cows, and you're gonna let him? That's just crazy to me. That makes no sense. I don't know when we're gonna learn.
All right. And and I'm go ahead.
And forecast, and and to piggyback on what Cassidra was saying, Cassidra. If you at your home wherever you live at, and I walk up to you and you got a whole bunch of cows and goats out there, and I say, let me vaccinate your cows and goats, what you gonna say to me?
You're not vaccinating. You're gonna get up off my land. That's what you're gonna do. You're not touching nothing.
I mean, you don't know me from nobody. I want to vaccinate vaccinate your herd.
But
you know what I'm saying?
I do know you. You're not coming to mess with my animals. My animals were fine in the beginning. But this man has done with this man. They won't even allow him. You're gonna have to mute your mic, Anthony. These India won't even allow Bill Gates into their country because of all those babies that they murdered. He killed, right? So that other countries are stopping him from coming into their country. The dangers that he has caused. He's caused a lot of women in Africa to become sterile, right? by giving them vaccinations and stuff. Now he's done this before. So now you're talking about coming in there IDing babies. Okay. So now you're finna deform some baby, murder some babies. Then you're going to vaccinate the mothers. So you're going to genocide them and stop them from reproducing. That's what he's getting ready to do. And you are being that numb, Africa, then you know what? Whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is. Shame on you for those presidents to allow this.
Yeah, you see, this is what I'm saying. They talking about killing 2 billion, talking about getting rid of 2 billion people. But see, if you look at the impact of the footprint, the human footprint on the world, the majority of the resources being consumed. You know what I'm saying? They all in Western Europe and the United States. You know what I'm saying? They talking about it's not enough food, it's not enough resources, it's not enough. But guess what? All of the stuff that's being used is in the Western countries. It's not in Africa. It's not in much of Asia or the Americas. It's right here. The biggest consumers are right here in America and in Western Europe. They the one using up all the shit. So I'm saying, if y'all could just hey, try to get rid of some Europeans. You know what I'm saying? Because they the ones who causing the problem. It ain't Africa. And one thing before I knock off, this is okay. Consider in Africa. Okay, you know what? Like the majority of Africa, people not starving, not hungry. Not from natural causes. I mean, listen, not natural causes. What I'm saying, they are because of man-made causes. You know what I'm saying? Because of civil wars and people being in refugee status and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then we're fucking with climate change and stuff like that. That's the reason why. But if you just left it alone by itself, man, Africa be all right. It's the outside forces that's putting it up. So the job is to destabilize.
Africa don't need them. They need Africa. That country is that country is so rich. But you got white folk telling you that you're not rich, but they coming over there stealing your minerals. So why would I tell you your minerals is worth millions when I'm getting them for free or for half price? Not even half price, for a third of a price, a fourth of a price. You don't understand what I'm saying? Why would I tell you that, you got the best country in the world? Why would I tell you that? And then Trump sitting up there talking about, okay, we're going to sanction you. My thing is, okay, you sanction us, we're going to take away every mineral that you think you getting up out of here. We sanctioning you too. And all these American countries is over here, we sanction them too. They got to go. That's how you do that. When you get bullied, you bully them back. That'll shut all that down. All of it.
Yeah. And shouts out to Jose in the building. He said they vax cattle here. Cattle farmers are the largest clients of pharmaceutical industry. I think he in the Netherlands.
Shouts out. I'm sure they're not gonna do to your cattle what they're gonna do to Africa's cattle. Guarantee you that.
Yeah,
I guarantee you that.
Yeah, Matrix said there will be mass famine. And I ain't gonna lie, I mean, I'm back to the petty stuff. Remember they said we had the medical misinformation and tried to shut us down, right? Speaking of vaccines and stuff. So I just wanted to play just a second of this, you know what I'm saying? Speaking of misinformation. Let me see.
Coronavirus, correct. That's evidence that we were unfamiliar with its ways and means.
Okay, yeah, I mean, they said, what is it? He's like, what does it mean to be wrong?
First, the novel coronavirus, correct. That's evidence that we were unfamiliar with its ways and means. Right. And the ways of how it works, how it gets transmitted, how communicable it is. All of these were uncertain at some level. The CDC, which is accustomed to just declaring what is true, is trying to declare truths about something that is in progress in our understanding of how it behaves. So I think the public and agencies need to look back on that episode and
about the medical misinformation that was put out about vaccines.
And say, for example, you can say, here's what we know now based on the research available to us this week. Check back in a week.
So pretty much. And then I was going to go into how they shut it all down. But anyway, speaking of vaccines, right? Because, yeah, this is what Cassidra was saying. Damn, it's hella commercials on every video. Damn.
Of course, they do that on purpose.
Almost
The
double.
last one, play the last one forecast that I sent you.
Okay.
The population of
'cause I
Africa is
gotta
set to
send it.
almost double by 2050, raising fears that progress in fighting poverty and
Oh yeah, I'm
disease
gonna
will
play
be
those at the
reversed.
end for like the
So what
positive
can
thing.
be done to ensure that poverty doesn't increase? And how can a disproportionately large youth population help drive progress? With me to discuss all of this and more is Bill Gates. Bill, are we at a turning point where regression is a real risk?
Well, first, the progress over the last several decades has been pretty amazing, both reducing childhood death, getting kids in school, getting agricultural productivity up, and reducing extreme poverty. But it's really Africa
this ain't the right
that
one.
still has a doubling in population to 2050 and probably another doubling to 2100, where you really have to do a good job if you're trying to get these extreme poverty rates down. So if we don't do better in investing in human capital in Africa, yes, the
Human
number of
capital.
people in extreme poverty is actually going to go up.
Should the solution, or should more solutions be focused on slowing that growth? So, for example, increasing reproductive rights for women or spreading the access to contraceptives, because it seems that, is it correct that no amount of investment?
All right, I'm gonna pull up the other one. All right, so y'all talk for a second. I'll pull up the other one.
I don't understand why they can't get enough of Bill Gates. I don't understand. It just bothers me so bad because this man has done the worst ever to Africa. And they still, every chance they get, that man will go there and offer to one of them presidents a little bit of money, which is in the millions. I'm sure he went over there and said, hey, I'm going to give you so many millions. Okay, 250 million. It doesn't matter. They're going to take it. Even if you give them 2 million, they're going to take it. And they're going to give you their people. But my thing is the African people have to handle that. They have to handle that instead of you seeing the dangers and just not saying nothing. But you have different African. Is one woman, she was a professor or doctor or something like that, and she did say something about when they was talking about vaccinating those cows. She did say something, but my thing is, when are we going to understand that when are we going to recognize our enemies? When we see people that's doing things to us and who has done things to us in the past, why are we still giving them a pass? Why are we okay doing that? And why are we so quiet when they're white? Now, if this was a black person sitting up there talking about doing this, that, and the other, we'd be up in arms. We'd be destroying, we'd be pulling that person down, destroying them, right? Just like they did when NFAC was talking about, doing the gun thing, right? They dog that man out. When a person's talking about being free, then you dog them out. But when a person's talking about putting you back in bondage or putting you in bondage or leaving you in bondage, you say nothing. Make it make sense. What's going on with black people?
Consider that's the house nigga doing his job. That's the house Negro doing his job. That's what his job is, to get out in front of it and make it and make it make sense to you, to the people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just what we do here. I mean, we always donating our time and effort doing fish fries and the chicken strut, for certain people, you know what I'm saying, to get them elected. You know what I'm saying? When they ain't gonna do a goddamn thing for us either, just like the other people not. It is the same thing in Africa. Them house Negro presidents, who getting paid, it'll go out there. Only different thing about them, okay, they'll try to convince their people, but the people say, no, we ain't going for this shit. But you know what happened then? Then the army come out and start cracking heads. You know what I'm saying? The army start cracking heads, and you fighting against civilian people who ain't got no power like that. You know what I'm saying? I can get locked up, I can get imprisoned, I can get tortured, I can get genocided. And it's sometimes it's kind of hard for them to fight the way they want to. But I think these younger people coming, they're gonna be like, the hell with that. You gonna have to kill me.
All right, hold on. I'll play this
per unit of energy. So let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to zero. Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to zero. That's back from high school algebra. But let's take a look. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
Right, yeah, and It was, yeah, he was going on talking about how Africa was the growing population, and what you saw that on the last
The
one.
one before that one I sent you that talks more about that one.
Yeah.
Finally, Bill Gates explained why he wants to
okay.
why he wants to reduce Africa population.
All right, let me see.
I'm telling
and
you.
And then
this dude is telling you to your face what he gonna do. But you have to understand, let's not forget who he is. Margaret Sanger, isn't that her grandson?
Oh no.
That's the Planned Parenthood woman, right?
Yeah, Margaret
I'm not
Sanger.
mistaken, that's her grandson. So she was against black folk too. She was talking about genocide too. Why do you think she came up with them Planned Parenthoods? Then she partnered up with the black pastors. She said, we got to get somebody to look like them that's going to help promote this. And who she go to? The church. Black church was supporting Margaret Sanger on abortions, aborting our black babies.
Yeah. Oh, it's, Matrix say, yeah, he is her grandson.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, they put them in the black neighborhoods and all that stuff, and she was like to
put them all in the black neighborhood. Then you had white folk that were sponsoring it, saying, hey, I'm going to support, I'm going to put all this money toward Planned Parenthood, and we only aborting black babies.
Mm-hmm. And then so then you have the white girl, because I showed it probably 2 ones ago. I couldn't find it again, but it showed her literally talking at an African talking about giving them vaccines to lower the population and to prevent childbirth, but I couldn't find that one. So this is
no vaccine. Well, there are so many children affected by pneumonia around the world. 1.6 million children die every year.
So this is in Kenya.
Pneumonial diseases, and so
I don't see them in Europe. Why don't they go to Europe with that? Let's talk about how many kids dying in Europe.
And here in Kenya, it's great to see it being rolled out.
Why is it always in Kenya?
And when they go late in a stage of pneumonia,
and that's what I'm gonna show you is now this was a trial program they had in Gambia 14 years ago, and it's sister here.
They probably sterilized her.
She talking about well, they just showing her, but this was from 14 years ago in Gambia. It was another one in, damn, where was it? Oh yeah, in Malawi, all right. And so they went to a trip there, but this is 14 years ago.
They still mess with them people. This don't make no sense to me.
And all different kinds of places.
So Malawi to see, well, how is it that they do that? And what I found was that the vision and the dedication, the commitments that they've made is to build out this cadre of frontline workers. They call them in their country help.
Right. So
why they show all these huts? This is not how Africa looks.
Yeah, that's what they were doing.
You see cities. It looks like Chicago. It's a city in the world. Where the huts coming in at? What the hell?
They be going to some random village out there.
Here, you talking about way out. We talking about way out. You in the city, you're gonna see buildings, not huts in the cities. Oh my God. Come on.
Right, so let me play this one for you, Cassidra.
Vaccine was secretly laced with a hormone to cause infertility, was given to hundreds of thousands of women and girls without their knowledge. What if I told you that a vaccine that was banned in the West for killing girls was pushed on African girls, making them 10 times more likely to die? And what if I told you that the man behind all of this, funding it, promoting it, has just had his legal immunity stripped in Kenya? This isn't a conspiracy theory. This did happen, and the evidence is undeniable. Bill Gates, through the WHO, has funded programs that have been exposed as dangerous, unethical, and deadly. And it's time the world started asking some very serious questions. In 2013, the World Health Organization launched a neonatal tetanus campaign in Kenya, claiming to protect newborns from deadly infections. But doctors started noticing something very strange. Many women in this vaccination campaign could no longer carry a pregnancy to term. Suspicious, these doctors took these vials and took them for testing in independent labs. The vaccines contained HCG hormones, a hormone vital in pregnancy, chemically bonded to the tetanus vaccine. These vaccines weren't just about tetanus, so what were they for?
We cannot afford to trust WHO anymore, Your Excellency. In 2014-2015, WHO brought tetanus eradication campaign in our country. The vaccine that was used is a different type of a tetanus vaccine that is a fertility regulating vaccine, where they take tetanus and combine it with a hormone called human chorionic gonadotropin that supports pregnancy. And when you inject a woman with that vaccine, she produces antibodies against that hormone and therefore is rendered sterile. We are noticing an increase in the number of infertility cases among young couples who you examine and they are normal but cannot get children, or couples who are losing 3, 4, 5 pregnancies before they can carry any pregnancy to term. We were able to expose this, and we have even published a paper that is available.
But it doesn't stop there. Let's talk more about the DTP vaccine, the world's most popular vaccine thanks to Bill Gates and the WHO. In the 1980s, the vaccine was banned in the United States and Europe after studies showed it caused brain damage and even death. While it was replaced with a safer version in these countries, the older, deadlier versions were still being distributed to children in Africa. When Danish scientists studied more than 30 years of vaccination records in Africa, they found a chilling discovery. Girls who received the DTP vaccine were 10 times more likely to die than children that were unvaccinated. But these girls weren't dying from tetanus, diphtheria, or pertussis. They were dying from anemia, pneumonia, dysentery, and the diseases that the vaccine left them more vulnerable to. This isn't just about bad science. It's a pattern of unethical experiments on vulnerable populations. Vaccines that were deemed too dangerous for the West, pushed in Africa under the guise of philanthropy. And who's funding this? Bill Gates, the same man whose foundation controls much of the World Health Organization's budget. The same man who just lost his immunity for prosecution in Kenya. Knowledge is power, and this is why we must question the narrative.
All right. What you think about that, Anthony?
Yeah, what's up, Forecast?
No, yeah, what you think about that?
I missed the last end. I just came back in there, man. I had to go check on something. What's he saying? I know they were talking about the Bill Gates immunity thing.
Oh yeah, it was like pretty much the same thing. Yeah, I mean, what you think about it, Cassidra?
I think it's disgusting. My thing is, this is what I'm saying. This is not this man's first go round, okay? And he keeps still. It's so disgusting. It makes me so mad because they canceled him. They won't even allow him. He's not doing it in Europe. He's not doing it in the West. But you'll take your ass to Africa, and they keep allowing this man to come. Why? Every president who allows him to come, they need to be debunked or something. They need to be, I don't know what, something. You got to do something. You keep allowing a man to come there, you know he means nothing but harm to your children, to people, to Black people. And this is just what you know about. What else has he done but that we've not even put 2 and 2 together yet? From way back in the day, when he first started coming to Africa. Just like Dr. Fauci. He's gone away, right? But that man had his hands in Ebola, HIV, and COVID. Maybe we shouldn't be saying all of that, but I'm just saying. So we have to be careful that we're not, once somebody show you who they are, let's take them at their word. Let's take them at their behavior. Dismiss that. Dismiss them. They don't ever need to come back to Africa, ever. I don't care how much money you got. And the president that allows them, those people need to visit him at his home and handle their business, because you don't mean us no good. And why is it always in Kenya? Why? Is it something that they got going on with the presidents in Kenya? Is there a written contract that we're going to give you so much money, but you have to let us come there and mistreat your children, mistreat your people? And they know how many billions of people is in Africa. And what happens? They continuously allow them to come there for death. Go ahead.
Okay, consider. I'm glad you asked that question. Okay, you said why is it always Kenya? Okay, realize Kenya. Okay, Kenya. Well, you know, Kenya is located in East Africa. Kenya is a strategic country for them. It always has been from the time of independence, with their first president, Jomo Kenyatta. Now, before independence, he was a revolutionary. Okay, when he became independent, he became a puppet of the West. He became a straight puppet. All those brothers, the Mau Mau, he started killing the Mau Mau and locking them up. So he sold his soul to the devil, to them, the white folks, the devil, because they are the devil, man and a woman. I'm saying he sold out to them, and Kenya became like the epicenter of the neo-colonial state. It always has been. It's been the epicenter of that. You got to realize one thing. Go back to the Kenyan Constitution. Now, see the Kenyan Constitution. Here we go with black folk with black faces in high places. You know, the Kenyan Constitution was written by a so-called Black American. You know what I'm saying? Who the United States sent over there to help write their Constitution and their laws. You know, and matter of fact, one of the guys who did it was Thurgood Marshall. Thurgood Marshall, he helped orchestrate their Constitution. Okay, so see, they have always been forever. They've been a Western puppet. This has been a neo-colonial state. You know, for the Western imperialism, for America and for Britain specifically. You know, the British have a military base over there, and they've been running all of their bullshit through Kenya for a long time, for years and years. So I mean, that's the reason why, to answer that question, why Kenya? Because they've always been a neo-colonial state.
That is so sad. Just like I look at Mandela, and I remember when Mandela first came out, he was a warrior, right? They locked his behind up for 30 years. 30 years. They brainwashed him, then brought him back out. After they destroyed him, brought him back out and paraded him around as to say, look what we did. 30 years it took for them to break that man. When that man came out, he wasn't even the same man. He was totally different. But they had to make sure that they showed you what they can do to you and how long it took. It took at least 30 years for that man to become who he was. When he died, he should have died 30 years before he went to jail. He should have died then, because when he came out, he was a nothing. He had no power. They allowed him to become president just to show you, just to show black folk in Africa how powerful they are, how powerful they think they are. They destroyed that young man. They destroyed him. When they got done with him, he was nothing. He was a puppet also, which is so sad. But Africa don't understand. They're not understanding. They don't need the West. The West need them. They don't need a man who has a computer science degree to come over there. It's just like Matron said, he's using Africa as his laboratory. He doesn't even have, does he have doctor credentials? How do you go up there and you're a computer whiz and you go and create a vaccine? How do you do that? That's two totally different fields, right? What are we not thinking? What are we doing here? So you're gonna pay him, you're gonna allow him to pay you to come and use your country, like she said, as your laboratory. That's disgusting. It makes me so sick when I see black folk who have sold their souls and who is allowing anything and everything to go on in their country, and they have the power to stop it. Now, Burkina Faso can do it. Anybody can do it, because Burkina Faso, he is changing the world. One man. He's got Mali. He's got Niger. He's got Ivory Coast now, Senegal. They're coming together and they're changing Africa. And then you look at who's that? Congo. How it's a civil war now. Why do you think it's a civil war now in Congo? That Congo is the richest country in Africa, one of them. And they got all. And anytime you see a coup, America or France has their hand in it. And I'll rest with that.
Yeah, and and speaking of that, let me play this one. How much land does Bill Gates
How
own
much
in
land does
Africa?
Bill Gates own in Africa? Have you ever wondered how much land Bill Gates, the co-founder of Microsoft, owns in Africa? Let's dive into the details to find out. Bill Gates and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation have been heavily involved in African agriculture for many years. However, when it comes to the exact amount of land he owns in Africa, the information is not as clear-cut as you might expect. The Gates Foundation has invested nearly $6 billion in African agriculture over the last 17 years, focusing on large-scale industrial farming. This investment is part of their effort to improve agriculture in Africa, but it doesn't directly translate to owning vast tracts of land personally. Instead, the foundation supports various agricultural projects and initiatives, often through partnerships with local governments and corporations. For example, they have been involved in the Alliance for a Green Revolution in Africa, AGRA, which aims to increase agricultural productivity and incomes for smallholder farmers. However, this involvement is more about funding and supporting projects rather than owning the land itself. There is no specific figure available on how much land Bill Gates personally owns in Africa. The focus of his foundation's work has been more on influencing agricultural practices and policies rather than acquiring large tracts of land for personal ownership. So, while Bill Gates has significant influence over African agriculture through his foundation's investments and initiatives, there is no clear evidence of him owning a large amount of land in Africa personally. The impact of his work is more about shaping agricultural policies and practices than about land ownership.
Exactly. So you're gonna change the laws or whatever. But okay, let me play this one.
Largest farmland owner. Bill Gates, business magnate, software developer, philanthropist, nation's largest farmland owner. Yeah, you heard that right. Gates owns nearly 270,000 acres of farmland in the U.S. Who knew? NBC News investigative tech reporter April Glazer joining me now. April, you're reporting Bill Gates started buying land in 2013 through a web of limited liability shell companies across the country. Tell us what he's got.
I mean, there's a lot of...
Notice he bought them under some kind of business thing.
Exactly.
Right?
Why does he need all that land? Why? What's he up to? You have to understand, when you see a person like him who's done a lot of stuff to other people, follow the money. What's that mean? What's going on with him? Who is he really? Where's he getting all that money from? Just like
look,
Elon Musk. He's got a lot of money, right? You got to understand what these people are and who these people are. And everything that he does is to hurt Black people. Not white folk. He's not hurting white. He's not going to Europe doing nothing. He's in Africa doing all of his dirt, killing up some folk, okay? But everything he's doing is evil. His grandma was evil. So that spirit keeps living on in him. Now he got a daughter, don't he? He got a daughter that was dating a Black guy. I wouldn't even want to get in that man's family. Are you crazy? He can poison you. Nobody will never know. But my thing is, I'm hearing all about, okay, Bill Gates, he's this, that, and the other. But I'm not hearing he's a medical practicing doctor. I don't hear that he got his doctor's license from blah, blah, blah. Does anybody see anything wrong with this picture? This man is creating vaccines with a science degree, a computer science degree. Nobody sees anything wrong with that. This man is not right. He's evil. That's Satan's seed right there. And we don't understand. We're not recognizing the tactics. We're not recognizing, just like Elon Musk, all that money. Where's he getting that money from? A whole lot of rich folk. They got money, but what's behind it? Evil. These people sell their souls. They get all this money. And then they begin to do what they, other stuff to keep that money. You got to understand. We got to take this stuff to another level. Ain't nothing good about Melinda and Bill Gates. Nothing. And why does he need all that land in America? He don't need land in Africa. He got the whole country. He got the presidents in his hands. All he got to do is offer them money. He get the whole country. He owns the whole country. Not just a piece of land, the whole country. Because all he got to do is offer them, $200,000. $2 million. They ain't, But they say he spent billions and billions, but billions of dollars in Africa. Billions. Paying off them presidents. But some people I'm telling you, this is it's crazy. You got to pay for that stuff. I'm telling you, this is crazy. Makes it so disgusting.
Land, and it's over about 18 different states, right? So we're talking about 70,000 acres in North Louisiana, around the Delta region, 14,000 acres in Florida, over 40,000 acres in Arkansas, over 14,000 acres in Washington. So it really just spans the country, and it is a lot of land. Now, the Land Report, a website that really looks at this, was the ones that found that he owned the most amount of land, farmland in the country, but then we went and verified and found out exactly what he's growing there.
Yeah, so let's talk about what are we eating? What is he growing on Gates farmland?
Right, and I should clarify, he's not actually the one doing the farming. He's more like a landlord, right? So he acquired all this land, and then other companies are doing the farming on it. And a lot of this is kind of big ag, right? So in Florida, we've got carrots. In Georgia, there are Vidalia onions. Now, he's actually sold the Vidalia onion farms to another farmer in Georgia, but he did have those first.
Gates has said that his farming investments, April, have nothing to do with his broader plans to save the climate. So what's going on here? Why is he buying up all this farmland?
Well, he's not the only one doing it. He actually is using the farmland as an investment vehicle. And the idea here is that, you know, since we're really not ever going to make any more land, it's a pretty good investment, right? And so when the stock market is going down or the rest of the economy, if Nation confirmed that their agricultural work does not focus in the United States, you know, he is, however, or rather not him, but his investment firm Cascade is a partner with a group that does work on sustainable agriculture here in the United States, but they didn't clarify exactly what's going on those pieces of land, but that all of his acreage is enrolled in that sustainable agriculture program. Local farmers I spoke to in South Georgia and North Florida said that he's doing the same thing that Big Ag did before he got there, which is using a lot of fertilizer that leaches into the rivers, causes big algae blooms. And
I thought he wanted to save the planet, the way he be talking about giving people vaccines.
Yeah, he's saving the planet, all right. His people planet.
And you know, let me just play this last one too, because I showed the sister who had the mining business, and I was like, oh no, I would never do it. But you have these.
I'm Troy Beverly, and this is Pan-African. Gates and Bezos invest in U.S. and UK mining companies in Africa. A conglomerate of billionaires, including Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos, has invested $537 million in Silicon Valley-based Cobalt Metals and UK-based Lifezone Metals. The two mining companies plan to become key players in the race for lithium, cobalt, platinum, nickel, copper, and other critical minerals used to manufacture electric vehicle batteries and renewable energy systems to compete with China in the critical mineral supply chain. According to La Nouvelle Tribune and the New York Post, Cobalt plans to use the funding on projects like the Mingomba Copper Project in Zambia, which is projected to become one of the world's largest copper mines and should be operational by 2030. Cobalt discovered large copper deposits in Mingomba, Zambia in February 2024 and plans to invest $2 billion in the project for it to produce at least 300,000 tons of copper per year. Cobalt uses artificial intelligence to analyze historical and scientific data to search for mineral deposits. Cobalt is also currently prospecting for critical minerals in Namibia and plans to establish itself in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Meanwhile, Lifezone Metals is working on the Kabanga nickel project in Tanzania and plans to start exporting to the United States by 2026. Lifezone Metals upgrades high-grade nickel, copper, and cobalt at the Kabanga nickel project.
So basically, yeah, they're just taking everything out the ground and sending it everywhere, but to the people that it belongs to. But Yo, Anthony, what you think about that though, my brother?
Yeah, man, it's a shame, man. It's because you know Africa is so rich in mineral wealth, man, and natural resources. I mean, there shouldn't be any children, you know what I'm saying, on the whole continent of Africa. Any families, you know, going through like the economic things that they have to go through for all of the wealth that the continents have. You know what I'm saying? If only the right if we had the right leadership, man. You know, like the brothers in the Sahel, like in Burkina Faso and Niger and Mali. You know, and now the brother over in Chad now, you know, he's joining with them. And if we just only had that right leadership, man, you know, that care for our people, that put our people first. You know what I'm saying? We always say race first and race only. Well, you know, that's what we got to do that too, man. We do that in Africa. We got to say, hey, man, it's black first. It's black first and only. It's our people only. You know, and when we get our stuff together, okay, we'll deal on whatever, you know, with you know, but it's gonna be in a way that's advantageous to our people instead of being advantageous to their people, because they be having deals like, man, look here, the European company or the Western company will get 80% and the government will get 20%. You know what I'm saying? They'll get, I mean, a deal like that that's not a fair deal. But you have those house Negroes in power who sell their soul, you know, for a little bit of money, and always sell their soul for a little bit of money, man. You know, I mean, they ain't even getting a lot. Just give them a little bit and they'll sell all their people out. You know what I'm saying? One thing that we had to do in Africa, man, we got to start investing in our people and our students. Like I'm going back to what Cassidra was saying earlier. We don't send our students to no college or university somewhere to go solely for them to go and make a better life for themselves. No, you go and get them skill. You go and get that skill and that knowledge. You come back and you make Africa great, make Congo great, make Kenya great. You know what I'm saying? Make Burkina Faso great. You know, so the same thing for us here. When we go to school, you know, a brother want to go out and become successful, buy him a Cadillac, you know, living in a big house over there with the white folks. You know what I'm saying? And say, I made it, instead of coming back and making our neighborhood even better than the white neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Building up our place. Where we go, it's always we got to escape the hood. We got to escape. Well, I mean, escape. Well, that's why the hood. Because Negroes left the hood and said, the hell with the hood. I'm going to go over here and live with these people. You know, I done made it. You go get yours. I got mine. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing that them presidents in Africa do, man. I got mine, and I ain't worried about nobody else. You know what I'm saying? I ain't worried about my people suffering. You know what I'm saying? And living day to day. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it got to be a change of mindset. You know, I think, like you forecast, it's the young people coming up in the future. They gonna have to get together and say, man, it's freedom of death. We're gonna run these office homes about here. We're gonna kill them. They're gonna kill us. But something gonna have to happen. So before we can change things, man. I'll land my plane right there.
No, I feel you. Oh, yo, what you think about it, Cassidra?
Man, you know what? It's just I think Africa just don't understand I think they don't understand, you know. They don't understand that how important their land is. These crackers have told them for so long that their land is worthless. They didn't brainwash them people. And anytime they want to come and free their own. So it's not, see, we're looking at the presidents. We can't just look at the presidents. We've got to look at the bigger picture. Who's behind them? Who's stopping them from really doing for their people? You've had so many that have tried to do what Burkina Faso is doing now that have died. It's just our time now. And that's why, because they've tried to kill that man 20 times. 20 times. And he's still kicking. He's still going strong. He's still building. And now he's gotten other people around him. Just like Gaddafi. He tried it. And what happened to him? But Gaddafi was trying to do it by himself. You can't make a move like that by yourself. That's why he hooked up with China and Russia. Not saying that was, you know, I mean, sometimes you got to go with the enemy sometimes until you get to do what you need to do. You build yourself up. Then you can break yourself off. You know, then you're strong enough to do what you need to do. or have a contract to say, okay, when we get doing this here, this is what we go. This is the next move, without including other folk, because I don't. It's very dangerous what they're doing by coming together with Russia. But if you got a contract, you have to do what you got to do sometimes to break off to be free. But it's time for a whole lot of other presidents to understand the growth. Burkina Faso bought all this land, and they're coming up with their rights, and they're feeding other African countries. They've kicked out the West as far as U.S. aid. They've kicked them out, kicked France out. They're doing it totally different. And a lot of these other countries didn't do that. They wanted to be free with the enemy still in their land. You can't do that. So now they have to convince the other presidents, hey, let's come together, because Africa, America, everybody needs us. We supply the world. And like Anthony said, they're getting 20%. What? You giving them 80% and you taking 20? That's the craziest thing I ever heard. And then you wonder why you hungry? Because you're giving your product away for free. But then these people come and tell you what your land ain't worth. Your land ain't worth this. Okay, well, why are you over here? Why are you over here if my land ain't worth that? But they got to come out. It's time for them to wake up, to understand. You do unto us, we're going to do it unto you. You cutting our throat, you sanctioning us, we're going to take something from you. We're not doing this no more. And it's time for Africa to do something it's time for them to wake up. It's time for them to understand that they hold all the power. All the power. Because everybody's connected to them, need them. Because I think they're financially supporting France, right? France was taking billions from them every month. But France's electric was running good. Africa's electric, it goes down so many hours. But France has got all, they got it light. They're not, looking like Africa at all. So it's time to do something different. You've been doing it this way. And they had a petition out that Burkina Faso, the guy was going to be president. They wanted him to be president over all of Africa. And I hope, but I'm going to tell you what, if they try that, some of them black leaders, them coons, they're going to try to do something to him because they don't want to give up their power. But you're not doing nothing with the power. And they need to die. Seriously, he's going to have to get rid of some of them people in order for him to do what he wants to do with Africa, or what a lot of the people want him to do. Some of them coons going to have to die. And that's that is what it is. Just like here in America, if we ever want to be free, there's some coons here that's going to have to die. Because they're going to hurt us trying to protect white folk. Because they fight against each other down, trying to protect them. You had a brother, we just talked about him earlier. He said, I'd rather sleep with a white dog than a black. Come on, than a black woman. Ain't that something? That's how he felt about his own. But who told him his hair was nappy? Who told him his nose was big? See what I'm saying? But this is the brainwashing we go through every day, all the time. Other people know better. Other people know more about what we need. Other people going to come and tell you how to raise your kids, and you going to listen when they're shooting up schools. They didn't told Africa ain't nothing. They didn't put Africa under the ground. They got that country looking crazy, some of them places, because they giving them 20% and they shaking 80%. Who in the world? What? That just sounds crazy to me. Why would you even think of doing that? Who came up with that deal? But you lying in your pockets when your people starving. Make it make sense, people. I'll rest my mic.
No, and even and who told you that having a quote unquote big nose was bad? I'd rather have that than a small pointy one than where you can't breathe. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially when you're more athletic and more skilled at everything, and just naturally more muscular and stronger and faster, and But speaking of that, let's go to the positive stuff so we can, before we get out of here. Of course, it's probably gonna freeze up now. Okay, speaking of mining companies, I'll be showing this sister here, Gia, the house goddess. You know, I showed her before, you know, of course, but she got her company over in Zambia.
Okay.
And she talk about mining for minerals, not minerals that's needed. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
you know, that's her thing. I ain't gonna go through all of it. And also, this was the black one of the, and then I'm gonna show the website. All right, hold on. Let me try to see if I can do this one over.
Is that the other one? That's which one is that one? That one was a little high. That I looked at. That one was a little high.
Oh, it was.
The products. I mean, go ahead and show it, but the that one, the products was kind of, you know, it was a little bit more pricier, but than the other one. But go ahead and show that one.
Okay. Yeah, because you talking about the website. Yeah, I'm gonna show that one too.
I saw somebody in the comments saying that they're looking for like a black Amazon. Sister, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. This ain't Amazon. It's denial. I can show y'all better than I can tell you. Come on. On this app, there are over 3,000 Black-owned brands listed in almost every single category you can think of. And I mean every category. Skincare, hair care, nail care, feminine care, hotels and villas, hairstylists, restaurants, grocery stores, luxury wear, handbags, wedding, home and kitchen, babies and kids, swimwear, lingerie, plus size clothing. Y'all, the list goes on. We are 40 and counting. But since we were on the topic of grocery stores and convenience stores, let me show y'all what that section looks like. So under services nearby you, click on grocery stores. It will direct you to a page where you see all the Black-owned grocery stores in the United States of America. At the moment, we have 26 Black-owned grocery stores. On here, you have the option to filter by state and by the type of grocery store that you're looking for. You don't even have to put the address in. Most of these stores actually have online stores, so you do not have to visit in person. They will ship the products to you. Our shoppers and clients can actually rate their experience on this app as well. We want to ensure professionalism, customer satisfaction, and to give constructive feedback to these services. You can also add it as an app on your phone.
All right.
I love it.
Mm-hmm. So, and this is the Black Revolutionary Collective. This is the website here, of course.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then all of the businesses that they have.
Oh yeah, they got everything nationwide in your city. You go in there, it's the cities, you know, and they tell you what they have.
Law firms here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we probably have individual lawyers on there or something.
Mm-hmm.
Electricians.
Mm-hmm. I love it. Look at there.
There's one in Alaska.
Alaska. Ooh, a black one? Who
Like,
be
you
serving
sure?
in Alaska?
Right, I'm like, you sure?
Who you taking care of them white women in Alaska?
Yeah, make sure them snow bunnies stay warm.
Making sure the little igloos is warm.
Mm-hmm.
That's
toys.
cute. I love it. Yes, toys. Good job.
All right. So yeah, of course, y'all know.
Wow, I'm loving it.
Mm-hmm.
That's who we need to be supporting. You know, both of them. Put both of them in your phones. Because it looks like it's nationwide, globally.
Mm-hmm.
Good job. I love it.
You know, skincare and stuff, and you said including the option for men too. All right, so you ain't got no excuses and all of that. So, but anyway, yeah. So what you got any? What you want to say though, my brother Anthony? You got any last words and stuff?
Yeah, I'm laughing at y'all. Y'all talking about Alaska considers having a snow bunny. Hey, but you know what? Consider you'll be surprised. In Alaska, like in Juneau, in Angus, Juneau, is a whole bunch of black people up there.
Really?
I tripped out. Hey, in the capital city of Alaska, the biggest city, is about 40 or 50,000.
Wow,
there's a lot of black people.
But I know
Alaska doesn't have a large population anyway. But I'm saying it has about 50,000 black people live there. It's a lot of. I got some friends from Alaska.
Wow,
I got a lot of them left from California, Oregon, and went up there. But yeah, it's a lot of black people in Alaska. I mean, I used to say the same thing. I said, man, y'all up there, it's cold up there.
Yeah, honey.
Yeah, but it's a lot of black folks up there. I got some blogs of black people in Alaska. But what I want to say is that sister Gia, yeah, no, I've been following up for a minute, man. You know, she's doing some big things over there in Zambia, man.
Yeah.
She's doing some big things, and she's always trying to encourage black people from here in the state to come over there and then get engaged in the mining industry in Zambia. You know, she got like contracts with the government leaders over there, with the brothers over there in power. You know, she's been doing it for probably about 3 or 4 years too. And she got they gave her some land grants, man. She got a big old piece of land to mine it.
Wow.
Yeah, so she's doing her thing, man.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm telling you, more African countries, if you guys haven't noticed, are opening up your citizenships. All you have to do is prove, like Burkina Faso bidding not South Africa, I don't think. Excuse me, you guys. Who is it? Sierra Leone.
Yeah, I meant to try that.
Yeah, they are opening up their borders now, and they're trying to bring all of Africa together. So that's how you understand the sign of the time, you guys. Africa has never thought about offering up citizenship to us. That's and that's good. Burkina Faso is doing something in June. You have to be a part of the ADDIS or something like that. And that's with the woman who used to work in America, and now she's doing her work and bringing, trying to bring the diaspora and Africa together. So I'm just saying, look, just keep your eyes open, you guys. I hope y'all have your passports. Keep your eyes open. Get your passports. We've been preaching this for how long? Everybody on here should have their passports. If you don't, shame on you. Everybody on here should be investing in XRP. If you're not, shame on you. I'm telling you. They're getting ready to reset. Trump doing a whole lot of stuff. He's getting ready to reset the money. And if you guys are not investing in that XRP Coinbase, or I think you can buy it on, a few places. But make sure it's XRP and go for it. If you're not, you're going to be left behind. And I rest with that. Crypto.com. That's what it is. Crypto.com. You can buy it on there too.
Yeah. Yeah, facts. And I say, I guess, leave Alaska and go back to Africa. I guess if you're willing to go to Alaska.
Hey, I ain't going with them. You can
And
have
it's always going to be some black people somewhere showing up on the scene.
Always
it's going to be one.
around them crackers, huh? You can have all that.
In the background, smiling hard.
Oh Lord. Ugh.
So. But yeah, I appreciate y'all for coming on here. Shouts out to Matron in the building. Make sure y'all tune into her, and I think it's like every Monday. I think Monday for sure. I'm not sure about the exact days, but y'all listen to her and her readings and everything.
Put what time you come on in there. Put what time.
Mm-hmm. And she usually come on at 7. I'm just not sure today. I think Monday. I'm not sure. But shouts out to Jose for being in the building. Appreciate you, my brother. Shouts out to Erica, who was in the building. And shouts out to my brother Anthony. I appreciate you for coming on. I hope you enjoyed your birthday. It was his birthday the other day, Cassidra.
Oh my goodness. Ain't tell nobody. Happy birthday. Belated birthday. I hope you enjoyed yourself. That's probably how you bit your tongue. Every Monday.
Every Monday at 7.
That's how you bit your tongue, Anthony. Had too much to eat, too much to drink.
Man. Too much of that cake, man. I bit down and bit my damn tongue.
Yeah, man. And I hope you enjoyed your birthday. So shouts out to you, my brother. Yeah. And definitely shouts out to you, Cassidra, for for your time and always coming through. And of course, another great live. And
thank you for the invite. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Y'all support Cassidra and Realm in the Bush and everything she's doing with her organization. So I appreciate all y'all for listening. And as always, we have got to start standing for something, or we're gonna keep falling for anything.
Peace, family.
Peace.